I'd like to start by introducing myself. My name is Michaela Jacobson, and I'm a fifth grade teacher at Faria Elementary School in Cupertino. The topic for my presentation today is how I use technology as a tool for higher order thinking in the classroom. Most school leaders today are aware of the importance of teaching higher order thinking skills to prepare our students to live in our technology-driven economy and society. Not only do students need to learn to use technology to develop the skills that are essential for their futures, but students also need to learn critical thinking and problem-solving skills to be successful. Education is no longer just about learning and memorizing facts. It's about collaborating with others, solving problems, developing different forms of communication, and improving motivation. According to the National Council of Teachers of English, readers and writers need to develop proficiency with the tools of technology, build relationships with others to pose and solve problems collaboratively, design and share information for a variety of purposes, manage, analyze, and synthesize different sources of information, create, critique, analyze, and evaluate mixed media, and understand the norms of appropriate and responsible behavior with regard to technology use. How do I use technology to attain these goals for my students? First, I focus on higher order thinking skills for ways to incorporate technology meaningfully into my instruction. Higher order thinking is complex thinking that requires effort and produces valued outcomes. Higher order thinking falls into three categories: critical thinking, transfer, and problem solving. Critical thinking is reflective thinking that is focused on deciding what to believe or do. Critical thinking includes reasoning, questioning, investigating, observing, describing, comparing, and exploring others' viewpoints. Transfer learning refers to learning in one context and applying it to another. While learning for recall requires thinking, higher order thinking is an ability of a student to transfer. For example, a student learns an arithmetic rule with problems on a worksheet, and then is later able to transfer this knowledge to a math word problem. Problem solving is the process that involves discovering, analyzing, and solving problems. The ultimate goal of problem solving is to overcome obstacles and find a solution that best resolves the issue. In my classroom, I use Bloom's revised taxonomy as a framework for teaching thinking. Bloom's taxonomy is a classification system used for categorizing educational goals. The taxonomy has 6 main categories, each representing a continuum of increasing complexity, from lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills. Many educators look to Bloom's taxonomy to make curricular decisions and improve learning. However, Bloom's taxonomy is not about the tools or technologies, but it's about using technology to improve instruction and facilitate learning. I use Bloom's taxonomy as a guide to determine appropriate integration of technology in my classroom, which leads to improved instruction and learning. An example of how I use Bloom's taxonomy and technology to create lessons that target higher order thinking skills are persuasive writing tasks using KidBlog as a platform for writing. KidBlog can be used by students who reflect, respond, journal, participate in a discussion, or publish a writing. Students can read and respond to their peers' work. Blogging is about the sharing of opinions and ideas. It's also about respectful debate, inquiry, and investigation. If blogging is going to be a worthwhile experience for my students, then I must give attention to the higher order thinking skills in Bloom's taxonomy. In this blog post by a student in my class, the 3 higher levels of Bloom's taxonomy, analyzing, evaluating, and creating, are apparent. She researched both sides of the issue and chose a side. She then synthesized the information to present her position with factual evidence. Lastly, she remembered, understood, and applied her knowledge, analyzed and evaluated her research to create her blog post on this issue. Creating a product, such as a blog, is the highest level on Bloom's taxonomy. Blogging builds on students' desire to communicate and share their understanding. In addition, my students engage in higher order thinking when they read and give feedback to other students in my class in the form of comments. Comments allow my students to make judgments, validate, and reflect on each other's writing. Students recognize the traits of good writing through evaluation and analysis. My students are expected to ask questions as well as give feedback. When technology becomes the goal in education, we mistakenly believe that these tools will promote learning. Technology will not convert a mediocre essay into a strong one. Rather than asking myself how I will use a particular technology, I begin with questions about what I want my students to learn and whether these certain technologies can help my students achieve higher order thinking. Thank you.